Society publicizes and promotes sex, but we don't actually talk about it. Berks Teens Matter is here to change that. Although the national rate of teen births has significantly decreased, it is still a pressing issue within our own community. Reading's teen birth rate is 2.5 times higher than Pennsylvania's. Our goal is to reduce teen pregnancy by 40% in Berks County by 2022. In order to reach this goal, we must first reduce the stigma surrounding sex. Our fourth Let's Talk video features Senator Judy Schwank, who serves as a dedicated partner to Berks Teens Matter. 3 of our youth ambassadors, Genesis Munoz, Meralis Castillo, and Lily Alonso, had the privilege of interviewing her at Reading High School. It's time to have the talk.
Take it away.
So, the first question is, how did you first learn about sex?
I learned from a cousin who was like my best friend. I remember one day being upstairs in her house, and she said, I've got to tell you about something. I was maybe 10 or 11 years old, and that's how I learned about what sex is, and I was horrified. It's like, I couldn't believe it, but I really didn't know how to verify anything, so I just kind of put it out of my mind for a while.
Was it awkward?
So she told me lots of things that I know now were not true, but that was what she knew. So it was passing misinformation, right? So eventually I found out the truth, but at first I really didn't even want to deal with it. And I have to note, I didn't feel comfortable going to my parents and asking them about it either. I just didn't. It was a different time.
Do you think that was a good age to start the conversation?
I definitely think that it's important to start talking to kids, when they're preteens, really. 10, 11, 12, kids are becoming sexually mature. They really need to know what's happening with their bodies.
And why do you think it's hard for parents to talk to their kids about sex?
I think parents, and still, maybe my parents had the same issue. I think they think that if you start talking about it, then your children are going to start doing it. It's almost like you're condoning them to have sex. And that's I think, a real problem, because you need somebody that you trust, somebody, an adult, who can give you the right information and help you to think it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to explore and find out what's happening with your body and what other people are telling you to verify it.
Did you do anything differently to teach your kids about sex?
I really tried to do something different because I was aware of, the information that I didn't have growing up. I was fortunate nothing ever happened to me, but I wanted to make sure that my daughter, was prepared with all the information. And I made that appointment with the gynecologist, and I remember I thought I was going to go in like I did with my pediatrician, go into the office. She said, no, you stay out. And I was taken aback by that, but I understood immediately that my daughter needed to have an opportunity to talk to another adult who could give her information that maybe she didn't want to share with me. And I think as a parent, you have to accept that.
And what do you think is one misconception that when you were younger you thought was true about sex?
One thing that I remember that doesn't happen anymore because, simply culturally and morally, it's changed so much. But when I was in high school and a girl got pregnant, like one day she was in school and the next day she vanished. She wasn't there anymore. You didn't have the opportunity to stay in school and continue your education. They had special homes for unwed mothers. The misconception was that, having sex is a terrible thing, but not understanding how to protect yourself, I think was the worst thing.
Follow us on social media to stay informed and view all the videos from our Let's Talk series, which will continue to debut throughout the month of October.